You're watching We All Be News Radio, News Free Dixie for the 21st century. I'm Thaddeus Matthews.
I'm gonna bring it, Joe. I want to bring in the MLGW piece. I think Joe Kent did a great job of writing about that piece, about them overcharging to cut down trees. I just want to read a little bit of it. I posted a link in the comments, but it said, according to data compiled by investigative reporter and taxpayer advocate Joe Kent, the numbers tell a story of fraud and fiscal betrayal hiding in plain sight. Nashville pays approximately $6,641 per mile for tree trimming. Knoxville pays around $7,223 per mile, the standard benchmark across Tennessee. Memphis, under the current MLGW contract, is paying an outrageous $23,152 per mile, and is set to balloon to $27,000 per mile in 2026. Y'all can read that report online. Joe Kent did a great job. True investigative journalism, whistleblower Joe Kent uncovers $100 million MLGW fraud approved by Mayor Paul Young and the Memphis City Council Government Gangsters Part 7. And let me say this about
Hey, wait a minute. I've been saying that for the last 5 years.
Right.
But it's good that somebody went and did the study on it. And by the way, that amount of money that they're talking about for Nashville, etc., that's excessive because the statewide average is not 6,000, it's not 7, it's in the 2,000s. Now, those two big cities have some of the same problems we do because it's very easy to steal money from the public when you have an arrangement with the people who are going to get the contracts to give you some of it back. You okay and get set up an outrageous amount of money being paid out for something, and they say, oh, we're so glad to get so much of a windfall, we'll give a little bit of it back to you. But they're not set up to deal with negotiating contracts for businesses. They hold office for the benefit of the citizens. Oh, here's Ugly Urkel here.
Well, I would say, like, with Paul Young, I actually talked to him. Like, I was introduced by a white citizen that is very well connected. And my thing is, anytime white people love a black person that much, they ain't no good for black people. That's why I think if you love, for white person say, Ron, I want you to meet this person. He's terrific. And I meet this person, and I know who this person is. He's on a fast track to becoming somebody. But I actually approached Paul Young back in March of 2023 at Lamar Owen for the meet and greet for the People's Convention. You know, they had their meet and greets with the candidates, meet the candidates. And I talked to Paul. I thought he had a love for Memphis, but I told Paul to his face, you can't tell no white folks, no, you took too much of their money. If they can kill Dr. King and the president Kennedy, who are you? He said, well, I could tell them no behind closed doors. I said, that's closed doors, though. But you cannot affect policy because you took their money and really, you know, unless you took $1 million from the city fathers. But my thing is this, is that I want to encourage people to run who don't normally run. I want people to get involved that don't normally get involved, because Paul Young is mayor and he didn't win. He did not even get 25,000 votes as mayor. He didn't get 30% of the electorate. So if he could be mayor, what we need is some type of group of people and some outside help. He ain't gonna get it from the inside. The inside want us to be controlled. It's a plantation. We need outsiders with some resources to help the people on the inside get on top of this bull crap.
They're straight up Democratic Party ownership of the Negroes now. Well, the Negroes on their plantation. They don't grow cotton anymore.
Mm-hmm.
King Cotton is not in charge, but Queen Rainbow is. Tranny Queen Rainbow. So I don't know what they're trying to do. They aren't even making a pretense of trying to deliver anything for their constituents. What are they claiming to deliver? We're saving you from evil Donald Trump, so we want to get the National Guard out of here because they may make things safe, and if they make things safe, that'll make us look bad because that shows how we failed. And meanwhile, if they get to looking too close, they might find one of us Remember Tennessee Waltz? A whole
Right.
lot of people wound up going to the penitentiary.
Not Harrington though. Harrington was too smart. You know, they
Well,
couldn't get him.
Harrington wasn't doing what the rest of them did. He
Exactly.
had his own thing. He was on these boards of directors making 10, 12 times what the rest of the local yokels were making with their
Mm-hmm.
little crumb snatching. You know, he was going for bigger slices of the pie.
Mm. Well, that's interesting to think about because, like, I just think that it's much to do about nothing. I got a problem with people that are so-called public servants and politicians. They're better at doing selfies and live streams or getting in the press than they are getting legislation passed in their respective position. And I'm tired of, like, I know a black politician told us about 4 years ago. It was Representative Joe Towns, April 4th, 2021. I ain't gonna never forget. He basically told us that they can't do nothing for us in Nashville. The black politicians from West Tennessee cannot do anything for us. He basically told us to pray to Jesus. And I'm saying, why are we standing in line voting for you so you get benefits of not doing anything? But he basically, black politicians right now that we have are worthless when it comes to politics. We need people that know how to do. Lyndon B. Johnson, whatever people think about Lyndon B. Johnson, he knew how to legislate and get stuff done. We have nobody knows how to do the art of being a diplomat and the art of the compromise. You got people with bullhorns coming through places saying speaking loudly, but not saying anything of substance. I'm not talking about anybody in particular, but I'm tired of people. All they want to do is play race politics and play with our emotions as black folks. Enough of that. Time out for that. I'm tired of these pastors in the city being pimps, talking about engineer poverty like it's a real thing. It was created to divide the people from the resources. The greatest crime in Memphis is undereducating the population about their rights and their ability to help upper mobility. That's the real crime going on.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Potential.
Somebody who expressed to me personally an interest
Mm-hmm.
in running for county mayor called me up to ask me for support.
Right.
I said, well, what are your economic policies? Well, I don't
Mm-hmm.
have any, but I'm going to get some people that'll come up with a good platform.
Mm-mm.
What about crime? Well, I don't know anything about that, but I'll find somebody that can come up with something. So when I written down this list, they had absolutely nothing. By the
Right.
way, it wasn't a male, it was a female. And I don't have any. It's like, well, why are you running? Well,
They're
I
gonna
mean,
be
they
corrupt.
needed
They
some
already
fresh new
corrupt, Joe.
faces. Wait a minute. Why do we need a fresh new face
Right.
if that doesn't do anything? You are supposed to be the boss. So you mean to tell me you don't have any ideas? Exactly what are you supposed to be doing? You don't have a program to bring in with you? So why in the devil should we vote for you? So it's kind of like I told you some stories about some of the mayors that we've had around here for the county and the
Mm-hmm.
city before. And,
That's right.
they walk in places and people paid attention. Nobody's going to pay attention to Urkel coming through the door when you think he ought to be on your TV set in a sitcom. Ugly Urkel, too. Or you get the bowling pin lady down there in the clerk's office that acts foolish, and she seems to think everybody's against her because she's black. But I mean, it's really ridiculous when you hear that in Memphis because look, 70 some percent of the population is black, 70% of the cops are black, 70% of the deputies are black,
Mm-hmm.
60% of the criminal court judges are black and female. 75% of the jury pool is black. You get almost 80% of the teachers are black. You don't have any white folks sitting on the board of education except two. I mean, you very seldom find one on the clown council or the clown commission. So,
Mm.
I mean, the mayor is a Negro for the city, the mayor for the county is a Negro. Well, I mean, how did they get done in my white folk? They're in charge. They just don't know what the hell they're doing. Or more
Mm.
probably, not only do they not know what the hell they're doing, They're too busy trying to be crook to learn. They want theft and death.
Death and death. Wow.
I mean, think about it. The murder rate's through the roof, but it's dropped a little bit since the outside editions have been here. But the locals joined in a lawsuit, so we won't have them here. So, I mean, what are we supposed to do? Go back to the things as they were? I mean, it was an opportunity to embarrass local law enforcement leadership into saying there's something you need to do. See, you get above lieutenant and get into the captain major stuff, some of them are very disenchanted about what they get told to do, where they need to be politically correct and look the other way because Mulroy doesn't want to be in the problem of having to come down hard on some Negro thug. But we, the rest of us who are black, not worried about these little pampered Negro poodles, are saying, hey, we need somebody to kick some butt. We don't like thinking about our mothers, girlfriends, wives, sisters, secretaries, and acquaintances getting put in jeopardy just because they went to a grocery store or went to get gas. And Beale Street's down there, but local Memphians don't go because they don't like the thugism down there. You look at Poplar. Rayford's closed up. Let's see. Houston's closed up. Let's see. Carrabba's closed up. One and Only Barbecue closed up. Buckley Steakhouse closed up. You've got all these businesses closed up. You can't go park in the Paradiso. Well, you can now, but for a while, parking in that lot for the Paradiso Theater, where you had the Napa Cafe and Houston's and whatever, it was asking to get your car broken into. So, what in the world are we looking at here? You had this, but you let it go because you didn't know what the hell you were doing with it. I mean, is Urkel one of those people, or Lame Harris, is he one of those people that used to be active in what was going on out in the streets to try and get stuff together? Answer, no. Have any of them taken causes or cases or anything that dealt with advancing the cause of justice and equity in this part of the state, of dealing with setting things up, of ensuring that government was there for the people? No. And I would especially fault Harris. He's a law professor out here at the University of Memphis, downtown, when they took over the old post office down there, and the faculty is encouraged to do pro bono stuff. He hadn't done a single case in the entire time he's been there. So what are we doing with these people? They're just not fulfilling their civic responsibility to the people that they lead, or supposed to be leading. I mean, but if you're going to lead, like we've talked about, you have to be able to mingle. You have to be able to stop your car and people say, hey, that's our guy. He's one of us. We're proud of you. Thanks for doing what you're doing. People are like,
I hear you, Judge. Some people don't got that type of training, though. Like, they don't know how to. It's like a lot of anxiety. People got a lot of anxiety these days. Even so-called public servants or people in the public eye, they don't know how to deal with people.
No, they don't. And then see, their ideation is, what do you hear from so many of them? It's our turn to get the gravy now. What the hell is wrong with you? White folk been doing it. Well, that doesn't make it right.
Right, exactly.
It's your job to make it straight for you've been talking about, your grandfather was talking about how your people got ripped off by the system. Now you're in charge and you ripping your people off because you talk about it's your turn to get the gravy. All right, we got these field hands out there. It's our turn to get the cotton that they, pick it.
Yeah, so it's so true, Judge.